Mark Allen, welcome to 10 Olympic Tidbits. These are going to be 10 different things I'll be talking about the Paris Olympics coming up 2024 as they relate to triathlon. Things that maybe you don't know about, you might know about, or haven't even thought that you should be asking about. Okay, so here we go. Tip number 10. Tidbit number 10 has to do with how each country selects their Olympic teams. They get to decide. Each country might have different criteria for the selection for their athletes for Paris 2024. And as you know, I'll be talking about triathlon. So for example, the United States, we have 3 events where an athlete can get an automatic qualification slot. One was at the Paris Olympic test event earlier this summer. The next event where somebody can get an automatic qualification slot for our team is in Pontevedra this coming weekend. A huge race, the grand final for WTCS. And then the third event is going to be a triathlon in the spring next year that has yet to be announced. Okay, so even though we have 3 races, the standard for each race is actually different. This is where it gets confusing. So in Paris, to qualify, if you were the first person in the top 8, we only select one person out of the top 8. If there are more than one, you got an automatic slot. That is, unless the first person from our team was in the first, second, or third position on the podium, then we're able to select a second person if there was a second person in the top 8. Totally confusing, right? So stick with me here. We had 2 people qualify, Taylor Knibb and Morgan Pearson. Taylor was 5th for the women, so she was in that top 8 spot. There were no other women in the top 8, so nobody felt like they got cheated out because they got 6th, 7th, or 8th, but nobody was on the podium. And then for the men, Morgan Pearson was 6th place, so he also qualified, got an automatic slot. For Pontevedra, the criteria is different. It's not top 8, but you have to get 1st, 2nd, or 3rd to get an automatic qualification slot for the U.S. team. That's tough. This is the grand final. This is the point where a lot of the athletes from other countries are going to be trying to rack up those points so that they win the world title. So for example, for the men, Alex Yee, Hayden Wild, they have a 1-2 thing going on. Basically, whichever one of them comes in ahead of the other one, as long as they're in the top part there for both of them, one of those 2 is going to be the champion. On top of that, you have Vasco Velaka, who is ranked 3rd at this point. He's going to be trying to hit the podium. You have a ton of French guys who are going to be trying to hit the podium. I mean, our 2 best guys who have not qualified yet, Matt McElroy and Seth Ryder, they're ranked in the 30-somethings, which doesn't mean they don't have a chance. Morgan Pearson is also ranked in the 30-somethings around the world, but he got 6th in Paris. Tough road for the men. For the women, we have a better chance. Taylor Spivey is ranked 4th. Summer Rappaport ranked 5th. But they have a lot of tough women they're going to have to beat for that podium spot. Cassandra Beaugrand from France, she's going to be tough. Beth Potter, who won the Olympic test event, is going to be tough. Laura Lindemann from Germany, who in the mixed relay had a blistering run and pulled away in the last few meters to win for the mixed relay for Germany in the Paris test event. She's going to be tough. I mean, it's a big list, but our 2 women who are in that 4th and 5th spot have a very good chance of hitting 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, which would be very cool because that would mean that one of them, or maybe even both of them, get an automatic qualification slot. So this weekend, Pontevedra, check it out. I'm going to be watching the live feed because I want to see if any of our folks make the Olympic team, make their automatic qualifying spots. And also, I just want to see how the grand final turns out because that'll be another indication about what might be taking place next year in Paris at the Olympics. Tidbit number 10. Stay tuned. 9 more to come.